Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reefs. On today's episode, we're going to check out Sub's sensational 7-foot water box. Alright, thank you for joining me on yet another episode of Parker's Reefs, and as touched on in the intro, today we are back doing tank tours. I gotta say, these are my favorite parts of this channel, getting out to see reefers' tanks, and each and every one I see has so many things that I take away that are truly inspiring, and today, Sub's tank is absolutely no exception to that rule. His 7-foot water box is jam-packed full of coral, and I gotta say the colors he's getting on his SBS, plus the mixture of fish he has in this system is absolutely awe-inspiring. So you're in for an absolute treat. And I'm not sure if I can give you much more of a preface than that, so I think we should just roll the footage, check out Sub's sensational 7-foot water box. Okay, I am here at Sub's house. He's got this incredible custom-built aquarium he's gonna tell us all about. So firstly, Sub, thank you so much for inviting me here and allowing me to share this beautiful tank on YouTube. But man, what are we looking at here? This is a huge tank. Tell us, what sort of size have we got here?
First of all, thanks Sam for your time.
Thank you.
And making it this happen like we have been talking about.
We have. It's been in the works for some time. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah. So yeah, this is my tank. This is the water box.
Beautiful. It's a water box. Yeah, nice. What size water box is? Oh yeah, I see the logo up in the corner here. Look at that. Wow, I just assumed by the size of it this was something you had custom built, but this is a big water box.
This is a water box, I guess it's 340.7.
Okay, big system, yeah.
Yeah, so
beautiful.
So as far as I remember, this was the first water box of this size came into Australia.
Wow.
During that time, like more than 2 years back. That's what I've been told by the distributor.
Yes.
Like those owes that distributor, especially here, to celebrate the moment actually.
Yeah, very nice. Well, yeah, it would be. How long has this system been running for now?
So, reefing with ups and downs in reefing, actually, there was a crash 2 times.
Okay.
So once everything was set, and then I had to jump on a plane because of some family incident.
Yes.
Like it was so sudden then.
Yes.
Nothing has been taken care of the tank, and after I came back, it was a complete crash.
I can imagine. It's hard enough to leave your tank as it is, let alone when it's at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
That makes things challenging.
And since then, when I've set up it on the second or maybe third time,
okay.
Now it's been 1 year and 6 months, I would say.
Yeah, nice. So a year and a half on the latest crash. Well, it looks to be going very, very nicely so far. So hopefully all of that bad luck's behind you now, and the system continues to run and produce results like this.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate, like the crash, and then since then I still have some few photos like where I put Dr. Team and then waiting for it to get cycled. And I was looking at the photo other day, like it's not very old, like maybe 1 year, 6-7 months before.
Yeah, wow.
And everything, even the fish.
Yes.
I mean, it's a wrong word to say the fish started from a frag, but everything.
Juvenile fish.
Yeah, everything on this tank is from frag.
That's something that our international viewers often question. They always say, you guys in Australia must get massive corals, because we see these tanks that are a year and a half, 2 years old, and they're full with big colonies like this. You started with juvenile fish, with frags of corals, and here we are a year and a half later with the system absolutely chock-a-block.
Yeah, some of the I don't know, for some reason some of the frags stayed on like that size.
Yes.
And some grew like 10 times more. Some are not growing at all for some reason. But
coral life.
Yeah, but I think that's the new one I got from the Deer Park. This the one recently.
Yes.
So that's a wild colony. Except that
most of them I bagged up for you.
Yeah, most of them are from like the frags are from aquamarine accuracy.
Sure. Yes.
And yeah, they're grown from a like very tiny inch frag.
Beautiful, beautiful waters. Come along very well. We'll jump into all of the fish and coral in a little while because there's a lot in there to cover.
Yeah, and then there are a few other incidents with the tank.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a chain of incidents at the beginning, and
Sounds like a lot of people's reef tanks, to be honest.
yeah, and then so this is the successful version,
Great.
which is from last 1.5 year
Yes.
almost. But in between, the sump busted
Oh, wow.
in the middle of night. so
Just what everyone wants to wake up to.
yeah, and then I started calling everyone. Even I called Deer Park. Like
Yes.
I think David has Sump from Sea Torch, which
Yes.
is pretty small. Like
Yeah,
didn't do anything. Then luckily I found something on the eBay,
Perfect.
and that appeared to be a ice cape. The
Oh, yes. Yeah, my
ice
friend.
cape version of Australia.
Yes.
But the name is different. But then I looked at it in the internet.
Yes.
This is exactly this the ice cap sump. Someone is selling here on eBay,
Yes.
but it has a different name. But
yeah. It's just been
it's holding up,
badged or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had few things in my mind, like, and because of the how this system is manufactured,
Yes.
is there's a beam here
Okay.
in the center.
Yes.
And with a tank full of water, you have to take that beam out,
Oh, wow.
and in a flick of an eye, like you have to push the new,
Yes.
get out the new old sum and put the new sum.
Oh,
And I saw like it had a bend a little bit, and there are like it was a crazy moment, but everything.
This is just after you've mopped up all the water from the sump exploding. You.
Yeah.
The last
So
thing
I
you
have
need to see is a seam starting to sag.
Yeah. So and then luckily everything went fine, and this is on is a PVC sump.
Yes.
The original one was came with the water box, was a glass sump.
Yes,
I don't know.
awesome.
Well, it was very unfortunate. It just the silicon opened up on one corner.
Just let go. Yeah. Definitely unfortunate. Well,
Yeah.
now the system has been running as intended for a year and a half, and you've really hit your strides and got some great corals and fish all happening in there. Really nice scape growing out. We might start with the equipment if possible, and maybe we'll work our way from top to bottom. Can you run us through some? You've got some cabinetry up here. You've built, hiding the lights in behind there.
Yeah, sure. So there are two of them.
Look at that.
So,
Nice, easy open.
So this is the easy access. Like it's quite a bit of mess. No
That's all right.
proper cable management and all those.
That's why we have the cabinets there to hide it all in. But
Yeah, but there are two dedicated power circuits,
Nice.
which are one power circuit is on backup for 24 hours,
Beautiful.
maybe even more,
Yes,
and the other power circuit is directly coming from the mains.
yes,
Because what is happening, like with this kind of load, was not able to handle the default
sure.
power circuit.
Yes,
Then the electrician had to make the whole arrangement of like
a whole
pulling a
separate
fat cable from the front of the house.
circuit. Chewing a bit of power.
Yeah. So the main lights are here. This Philips Coral Care.
I was going to say, ignore the Kessel sticker there because Kessel don't make a fixture that size. There's some Philips Coral Cares,
So
which
these are
I'm
the
very
Kessel.
familiar with. So you're rolling 3 of the Philips Coral Cares Gen 2.
The
I
latest,
think,
the latest one.
Yeah, looking at them, they look like the Gen
I
2s.
mean, I almost followed your build,
Yes.
and at the same time was itching to make a reef tank. So
Yes.
basically followed everything from expert like you, and then to an extent, whatever possible, like made a similar.
Your version of it. Yeah. Nice. Well, it looks great. You've got 3 Philips Coral Cares up there. See some, you got some AI 26s, are they?
Yes, some 26 and some are.
Oh, you got a prime up the back there? Or a 16?
Yeah,
or a
16,
prime?
16.
Yep. And then a bunch of Kessels. And then, what have we got? Some Sea Torch light bars here as well.
So this is Sea Torch, and this is the Lua, I think.
Oh, the vitamin on that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So no shortage of light. Man, just like myself, loves to blanket these corals with light. And when you look at the results and look at the SBS in there, just soaking up the light from every single angle that those lights are producing, you'd have to say the lighting's working well. And then I also see you got a number of fans up there, just keeping some air movement up in that canopy in there. Should get pretty warm up there when it's all closed up.
Yeah, so I think last week it was pretty fiery in Melbourne.
We had some 40-degree weather.
Yeah, so still this fan were not holding up. Like
Yes.
I had to buy a stand fan from Bunnings.
Yes.
And open up the hood and put on the air con.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so this lights recently I have taken it up with that again similar to you. I have made
Yes.
with the actuator instead
Yes.
of that tape.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it goes up and down. So the light was in height here,
Okay.
and then I moved it up one day and then forgot to take it down, and then realized my corals have colored up.
They liked it more. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then
nice.
I let it be there.
Leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their colours look incredible now. So you found the height. I might have to before I leave. I might have to measure this water height to light distance because things are looking a treat there. And as you see, you can see the actuator in the back there. That's that black rod, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yep. On the guides, the two box tubes there with the extruded aluminium frame up here that all the lights are mounted to makes it possible to move that up and down, which it's got to make it easier when you've got to try and mount another coral in there. You get room to sort of just maneuver in there and not have to worry about knocking one of those kessels off the mount and into the water. And
Yeah, that was actually a very good idea which I got. Otherwise, there's I don't think how it could be possible. Maybe
makes it so hard, particularly when you want to run the number of lights like you and I have got above our tanks like this. If you have them fixed in position, it makes it so hard to try and get in there. And you got yourself a 7-foot tank here that is chocker full of coral. And if you were to try and mount, something back over there with your lights in the way, you just wouldn't be able to do it.
And also I find easy just buy a new light and hang in there on the frame. Don't worry about getting any of their brackets or something.
Yes.
Just hang in there.
Well, the funny thing is, I often find these days lighting companies make their lighting fixtures, well, I'll probably get flamed for this, but the lighting fixtures themselves I find to be reasonably priced. It's all of the accessories, the arms, the mounts, the hanging kits that cost way more than they should. When you can bypass them and use your own universal mount, it makes it fairly affordable. And as you say, if you pick up a light on Facebook Marketplace, you want to add it onto the light rail, you can. You just universe it up and off you go.
Yeah.
That works really, really well. Now, that covers your lighting circuit, or power circuit, I should say, your light frame, motorized light mount, the lights are running, even some of the cooling of that space up there. Moving down into the equipment inside the tank itself, I can see you've got a bunch of vortex around the system here.
Yeah, so there are two MP60 at the bag.
Yes.
It's now at the bag. I just keep moving them because
Nice.
I just I don't know what's the sweet spot, but looks like this is the sweet spot. Everything is happy. But I have to keep it pretty low, maybe 10-20%.
Oh, very low.
On the MP60.
Yes.
Otherwise,
you're not lacking flow though. You can see the SBS have got great polyp, and then look at things like the torches and hammers there dancing around. You've got a nice balance because flow in a mixed reef is a challenge.
Yeah, I was just trying out different things on this tank. So I just put 2 MB40 on each side.
Yes.
And then bumped it up to 100%.
Sure.
And then I saw the polyps were moving like crazy.
Yes.
But as I put more and more flow, I think each of the flow cancels each other.
Okay, sure.
And then you don't feel like you are getting that much of flow, whereas actually there are flows.
There's actually quite a bit there.
But then I had these many pumps, so there's no point of taking them out. Just put everything
They
together.
just magically appeared. You ended up with this many vortex, you might as well put them on the tank. Well,
I even bought a Jibao big one, which that's crazy. Maybe that's for a public aquarium or something.
they move a lot of water, particularly when they're clean. Yeah.
So the water was coming out like in the back of the tank. Then I said like
We can't have
the
that.
controllers are still there. You can see.
Just in case you ever get the need to hook it back up,
Yeah.
it's there ready to go. But yeah, it moves a little bit too much water. Good
Yeah.
if you want to replace the motor on your outboard. boat
But
or
this
something.
is so easy to clean
Yeah,
and
they
maintain the MP.
Exactly. You can leave the dry side there, pull the
Yeah.
wet side out, go put it in some citric acid, clean it up, put it back in. Makes life easy rather than having to unplug things, run the cords out.
Yes.
Definitely makes things a lot easier. So that's the flow in the tank, which I think is covered very, very well. So you've got two MP60s, one on each side of the back wall, and then two MP40s on each end there, and you're still running the MP60s at a pretty low percentage, and the MP40s running a bit higher.
Yes, the MP40s I think are pretty much towards 100%.
Sure.
And then those are pretty low, the MP60s. I tried a different schedule in between where I bumped MP60s 100% at night. And the next morning I found all of these front coral to the back because it pushed so much.
Them all back.
so much of water. So, and also one of the, I find always keeping this LPS very hard.
Yes.
Somehow this garden of
These are the survivors.
hammer, they survived, and one of them were not very happy, so I immediately changed the schedule again back.
Fair enough.
To very low.
Well, they're working there well now, which does actually lead me to a question. Before we get to the equipment in the sump down below, you've got a bare bottom set up here. Can you tell us about the scape you've put together there? What sort of rock you were using for that?
So these are ecoforest rocks.
Okay, yeah, great.
With carapsy
Yes,
rock
yes.
as well.
Yeah, nice.
So I bought maybe 6, 7. I thought like 2 will be enough, and then it just was sitting in the corner. So there are, I think, 6 boxes of this
Of the aquaforest?
aquaforest. Sorry,
Yes, yes.
the aquaforest rocks.
Yes.
And 3 boxes of carapsy rocks. So because the
right. Took a bit of rock then.
because the aquaforest rocks are pretty flat.
Yes.
They don't give you a elevated look.
Yes.
So it was pretty like flat in one, like everything was at one height.
Yes.
So I just wanted to create some ups and downs, like
Sure.
like
get a little bit of bit of height variation there.
yeah.
I'd have to say it's worked out a treat. You've given yourself so much room and potential places to put SBS that, and LPS of course, that you'd have to say you've pretty well fully utilised now. The latest piece you picked up has just been put on a tile down here until you can find another spot for it. So very nicely scaped. I will commend you on that.
Yeah.
You've done well.
So I had to put big tiles there for most of the corals.
Yes.
These tiles are nothing from Bunnings.
Yeah, nice.
Otherwise, if I put the real reef tiles for the corals,
Yes.
there's a wrasse, the red one, Cory wrasse, I guess.
There he is. Yeah.
Yeah, it just keeps flicking everything upside down, like like a bull. It'll come and just push everything, all the rocks, and
Right.
Yeah, there's the wrasse.
The chorus. Yeah. So you got to use these house tiles from Bunnings, but hey, they're going to be cost effective and do the job well.
Yeah, I just boiled it first.
Nice. Just get rid of any contaminants.
Yeah.
Very cleverly done.
And it worked. Like otherwise, I have like a bunch of like the small tiles.
Yes.
Which are actually supposed to be used in a reef tank.
Yes.
But that wrasse will quickly flick it.
Wrasse, don't you love them? Now, you mentioned that you had some troubles with the sump, and you had to replace it with the aftermarket acrylic sump. Any chance you can show us the filtration you're running in this system?
Yeah, sure. So I'll close this one.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, look at this.
So this is the
Walk us through it. You've got a bit happening in here.
So that's a Wave Reef, the brand.
Okay,
but that's a like some cousin of looks like the ice cap.
Ice cap, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yep. Now tell us, you've got all sorts happening in there. Where does the water come in? What does it go through? I can see a filter roller there.
So everything was like the default plumbing what came with the water box.
Yes.
But after that sump incident, like everything had to be changed.
Yes.
Because
you put a different sump in.
yeah, because because where the water was coming from is totally different than the original sump.
Sure.
And then yeah, I'm not very good with the plumbing, but somehow
it looks pretty good to me.
Managed. So these two drains.
Yes.
They're coming on the left side.
Sure.
And I've made a provision to bypass it for the filter sock.
Okay. Yes.
Because especially during the COVID and all those, I found very hard to get a hand on the replacement rolls.
Yeah, there was a time there in Australia where the Clarity filter rolls were about as scarce as toilet paper during COVID here.
Yeah, and during, I had another tank as well before that.
Yes.
Not this size, very small. No. And I took the filter socks holder out of the tank.
Yes.
And then it was extremely challenging. And at that point of time, I think Clarity was the only popular brand in Australia for the this filter roll.
Yes.
And then when I got this sump, I just made a decision I'll not take the
leave them there. Yeah. It gives you the option to go back. And in this instance where you've plumbed in a bypass that...
I bypassed with a few tab there.
Yes.
So I can turn it off and then all the water will go through the filter socks area.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Now everything is going to the filter sock.
Of course, yeah. Most of the time you're going to run through the filter roller, but if you need to, you've got the option, you can change it over, put it into the socks and utilize that.
I usually use the Reef factory, the biggest one.
Yes.
But that had trouble, but I got a replacement part fairly quick.
Yes.
But in the meantime, I had to put something like I did put the sock and diverted the water.
Yes.
And quickly I found how hard to maintain the socks.
Quickly you remembered how much you don't like socks, and that's why you got the filter roller, fair enough.
And then I put the Clarity back again.
Yes.
So after this is over, maybe I'll go back to the
Reef factory, big one. Yeah, that'll probably last me longer. So you've got some great colour on the filter roll there. It's definitely pulling some stuff out. So once you go through the filter roller or the filter socks, you come through to the next compartment of your sump here. Can you tell us about this this sea torch reactor you've got there? It's got some pretty fast-moving media in there.
Yeah, so this one I got it from the Unihill Aquarium.
Yes. Shout out to Joey and Dan out there.
Yeah. So I always wanted to run a media like this, because I find the benefit of running a K1 or K2 media is like you don't have to clean the media.
Sure.
And for sure, it takes a while to develop the bacteria, in there maybe 3-4 months.
Yep.
But once it's done, it keeps the nutrient checked very well.
Yeah, nice.
Because it's getting self-cleaned.
Yes.
So and also you can open up. So that's how it's supposed to. You supposed to work with it.
Okay.
You turn that valve off, and the water stops coming to it.
Yes.
And then you open this cap, and you dose a little bit of bottle bacteria.
Sure.
Once in a while, maybe after 6 months or that.
Yep.
Yeah, and it works fine. And then all the water comes from the bottom.
Okay.
And it keeps the sump clean as well.
It does the trick nicely. Yeah. Beautiful.
So it's just spreading the water out at the bottom.
Perfect. Works a treat. And then it looks like you've got a big Cove skimmer there.
Yeah, so there's a Cove skimmer, I think 250 Pro.
Yeah, nice.
And so it doesn't have those neck cleaner by default.
So you got a bubble magus on there?
Yeah, retrofitted a bubble magnus.
Yes.
I wanted to go for some other skimmer as well, but to retrofit this neck cleaner is very hard.
Sure.
So previous to this, I had a Reef octopus skimmer here.
Yes.
But they were small. I felt like it was always skimming, overflowing.
Okay.
Not meant for a tank of size this, maybe.
Sure. Sure.
There's a section on the back.
Yeah.
That's for refugium.
Okay. Yep.
I don't know, like it's pretty like that looks like the bad design aspect of the sump. So because
a
like
bit awkward to get to.
yeah, how can someone design with a refugium unless you have a tank which is open from all the sides?
Yes, sure, yeah. If it's a
Yeah.
peninsula, maybe you can get over there and access it, but otherwise, yeah, you've almost got to pull your skimmer out to access your refugium there. Which
Yeah, it still is very hard, and then what happens, like the whole purpose of refugium is defeated. Like
yes,
so, there is a refugium in the back of the tank. We'll talk about that later.
sure,
So yeah, so that section is just empty, full of water.
Yep.
That's it.
sure.
And then coming to the right, I have a few probes here. So this is something made by me. It keeps a. It's just a Adreno. It keeps the pH. Gives me the pH, salinity, and the temperature.
Very nice, very nice.
And it sends to the mobile also
Beautiful.
on the cloud.
Yes.
Yeah, I've looked for quite a few other solutions. Like I know, like there are a few of them in the market which gives very accurate reading nowadays.
Yes.
But back then, like this, I found these Atlas scientific probes are
Yes.
pretty sturdy. Like they
Very high quality probes. Yeah.
and and to be honest, like I don't remember calibrating them ever.
No.
Like
Yeah.
if I check with the HANA, which is everybody considers as a baseline,
Yes.
I don't see much of a difference
Yeah,
in
nice.
the readings. So,
Nice. So it holds
yeah.
up well, and you can access that anywhere. And if things go out of whack, it's going to give you a push notification.
Yes,
Perfect.
it does. Sometimes it gives me false when a snail or
Yeah,
something sits on that.
doesn't matter what brand of product you have there. If a snail goes over the probe, you get some crazy readings. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
And then I have a reactor.
Yes.
I don't run that often, but there's a bit of carbon and GFO going on in there.
Yep.
This is the return chamber.
Yeah, nice. Got a couple of pumps in there.
Yeah, so there are 3 pumps in the system in total.
Okay.
There is a Vectra L2, which is on the refugium section,
Yes.
which is sending water to the refugium
Okay.
and the bag,
Yep.
and UV and the chiller,
Yes.
and it's coming back in this black line.
Yes.
And these are 2 dedicated return pumps,
Okay.
because I always care about thinking about one return pump.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Sometimes pumps fail. It happens.
Yeah.
And if your return pump fails, there's no filtration, there's no heating, there's no cooling. The water that stays in the box stays in the box, and little oxygenation. So it's very, very critical when that return pump fails. So at least by having 2, you give yourself a bit of redundancy there.
Yeah. So I put like 2 different brands.
Yes.
Just to make it more redundant.
Just an each way bet.
Because maybe of the same brand having a same problem, like they will break down at the same time when
Yes.
something happens.
Yes.
So this is one Siche SDC.
Yes. Very nice.
This pump it's built like a tank. I'd
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
It's very. I
The
don't know.
Italians do know how to make a good pump.
I had a few hiccups with the Ecotech Vectra.
Yes.
But never with the SDC.
Never with the CJ. Yeah.
And also the good thing is, like with the SDC, if there is a power outage, you
Yes.
get a notification,
Yeah. Nice.
and
Nice.
that your pump is offline,
Yes.
or even your internet is not working.
Yes.
So that means something's wrong.
Sure.
And so this line, there's a bulb,
Okay.
check bulb on
Yes.
both. And this one goes directly to the tank. That is a red.
Oh, yes, I can see that up
outlet.
there. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And this one get plumbed into the tank plumbing.
Okay, yep. So it comes out via the standard sort of return line on each side of the weir up there.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. So you're running a decent amount of flow through the sump then. That's a couple of relatively large pumps. As well as, I mean, you've got the accessories pump doing the extra items, but just the 2 return pumps circulating water from the display down into the sump. That's a fair bit there.
Yeah. I mean, it's like all the gate valves are fully open.
Yeah, yeah.
To say, like, how much of water it is coming from that clear sea.
Yes.
And the clear sea is getting used up quickly because
Yes. Quite a lot of water
as
flow
compared to the Reef factory I saw, because that's quite a big size.
The Reef factory large is probably made more for the amount of flow you're putting through it than the Clara Sea, that's for sure. But in the interim, it's doing a fine job. You've got quite a lot of equipment going on in here. It's goes to show what sort of equipment you need to run to have a display tank like this, which is impressive. But I believe you've got more equipment than what's just down there.
Yeah, so let me finish with that.
Sure,
last corner,
there's even more in here,
which is the ATO.
Yes,
like
with the blue lid there.
Yeah, it's directly plumbed to the plumbing. I mean, the house plumbing.
Yes.
So I don't have to fill that up.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then going to the next.
Yeah, you got another chamber in the water box here. Look at this. All sorts happening in here.
So this is the Comor cage keeper.
Yes.
I find it, as for me, that's the best thing which fits in my scenario.
Yeah, yeah. Automated KH testing is a revolution in reef keeping in the last 10 years.
Yeah, and also you can make your own reagent.
Yes, yep.
So there is no limitation of the tests.
Yes, keeps it very economical.
Yeah, and the good thing is, like, it controls the calcium reactor pump.
Nice.
So, so let's go to the calcium reactor, which is on a different cabinet.
Yeah, right. Look at this. You've got equipment in every direction in here. I love it. Well, all right, let's start from the bottom in here. So, yeah, you can see the calcium reactor. You've got yourself a nice Cove calcium reactor in there, and the Kamoa is firing away as per instruction from the KH keeper.
Yeah, so there's the part which I like the most, and that's why I use that.
Makes it not just an automated tester, but an automated controller.
Yeah, maybe some other brand does that.
Yes,
but maybe I was not familiar, so I just hooked about.
That's fine. Yeah, it works well with the Kamoa range. So that keeps your calcium reactor in check, which of course is going to maintain the majority of your parameters. But then I also see a nice, very familiar to me, octo calc reactor in there as well, with a Versa pump feeding that.
Yes, there's a Versa pump which is pushing the water.
Yes.
There is one more Kamoa pump which is pulling the water, because I think because this unit is so far from the tank, and there is a fair bit of plumbing.
Yes.
So it just cannot, like,
just doesn't make it.
If it just push the water at the bottom.
Yes.
From the other side, water is not coming out.
Yeah. Okay.
So with whatever the RPM I have said, it's working. It's not,
if it's working, it's working.
Yeah, it's not like one is moving fast. It looks like it's happy, and and this keeps the pH.
Keeps it elevated. Yeah, the trouble when you're running a calcium reactor at the sort of flow that you can. If we have a look at the pump on the Kamoa there, you're pumping a pretty decent amount of flow through that calcium reactor, and that's it's going to drop your pH a little bit, which is just the nature of the beast. A lot of low pH effluent going through. It's going to eventually lower the pH of the aquarium, so the Calquos is going to help bring that back up, and of course take a little bit of a load off the calcium reactor as well. And
also, I've seen, like, on the app with these Calquos and the calcium reactor being there.
Yes.
Still, it's falling short of the KH effluent.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So there's a drum there.
You got a doser there.
Like the traditional, like, 2 parts.
Yes. Yes.
The one part, like, just the KH one.
Yes.
It just make the correction of 40, 50, 60 mm.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. So it's the system's chewing a little bit of supplementation.
Yes.
Very nice. Now, I did see in this cupboard here, you also had a bar fridge in there.
Oh, yeah. So,
is this where you just enjoy your beer while you're taking in the beauty of your reef tank?
So that was a kind of I tried to feed the tank
Yes.
when I'm away with the frozen food.
Yep.
It does work, but there are too many, yeah, like
Too many variables.
yeah, too many. Like, if I'm really going on a long holiday, I'll definitely hook it up.
Yes.
Otherwise, if it's
Yeah, if it's just
for
a
10
normal
days
week.
or something, like,
No, fair enough.
I'll not work on that.
That's a project still in development.
Yeah.
And then you've got some storage just for trace elements, some spare parts, some foods, various cleaning items, things like that in there. Keeps it all neat and tidy.
Yeah, I built this cabinet, otherwise things are lying all around the house.
It's a curse we all have in this hobby.
Yeah, so the food, the trace elements,
Yes.
something, and then
all the bits and
escapes.
pieces. Even some plumbing glue there just in case you need quick access to it.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Well, it's good to have a cabinet like that to keep it all neat and tidy. Now, you did mention when we're talking about some of the return pumps and things like that you have a chiller and a refugium located somewhere. Any chance we can have a look at that?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
So it's behind the tank. So
Let's do it, yeah.
So there's the chiller.
The nice little mount for the chiller up here. Look at that. Beautiful.
Otherwise, like if it's in the house, like it gets so hot.
Yeah.
I think and the chiller overwork.
Yes.
And I found like it's even easy to maintain in excess, and it's more efficient in this way.
Definitely. Yeah. Vent that heat outside. You know, my tank, I'm a big fan of having the chiller outside. And
yeah.
You get both the heat, but also the noise. When the chiller's running, you don't worry about it. It's outside, don't worry about it.
I get really surprised by looking at some of the tanks where people, like on a usual tank of size, like maybe 100, 200 gallon, like with a small cabinet, people put the chiller.
Yeah. Underneath.
I just imagine how hot it will be. Like it has turned into a heater instead of a chiller.
It absolutely is. Yeah. You feel the air that comes out of that vent up there. It's when the chiller's on. It's quite hot.
Industrial. I mean, it's noisy.
Yeah.
And hot.
You've done well by having that out here, and you've got access to something in here as well. Look at this.
So this is the refugium.
Look at this. And this is the back of the display tank, so you've got access. I love that.
Yeah. So the third pump is pumping water to the UV.
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot maybe the full. Oh yeah, there's a T. There's a T made here which is sending the water to the chiller.
Yes.
And then the other end of the T goes to the
UV.
UV, and then it just dumps the water there.
Yeah, nice.
And it trickles back to the sump.
Love it.
There's a lot of like microalgae on there. The lights are off.
And that's lit with a couple of AI blade refugium lights?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. They're working well for you?
Yeah.
Look at that.
They are algae making machines. I thought like I can go with like any Amazon or eBay lights.
Yes.
But nah, these does make a lot of difference.
Yeah, great.
I think people have made some research, I think, and that works well.
Definitely works well. And they're nice and slimline, easy to mount on there. And I mean, like, this is, to be fair, this is a basic Fuge setup. Like, you've got a tub there that the water dumps into and then just drains back in, but a couple of decent lights on there, and you're growing algae and keeping your nutrients in check.
And I find it so easy to maintain this first, instead of like putting it in the sump. And also in sump, I've seen like there is a lot of detritus in the refugium, whereas like because it's a high, I can siphon it.
Yes, perfect. Makes it easy to clean it out.
Yeah, it looks funny, but it's on a very sturdy bracket. Like
it works fine.
I made sure like they can handle 200 kilos of weight.
Last thing you want to do is have that sagging down, but no, that's going to hold the weight. And I love the way you got access to it.
Yeah.
The back of the tank here keeps it all out of the way, and as you say, it makes it easy to clean.
And also like these lights makes a lot of algae in the
in other sections of your sump.
And all those.
Definitely,
So with these, I don't have any problem.
No, you're not getting light into any other sections. It's completely, the only thing, like it's the back of the display tank's blacked off, so it's not going through there.
Yes.
All the tub is all solid, so the light's not escaping. It's just going to grow the algae where you want it, which is the purpose of a refugium. Very nice.
and there I have the automatic water change.
Yeah, nice, nice. Oh, yeah, running the Kamoa down there. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Beautiful. Just have that changing a set amount of water each day?
I change 100 liters
Yes.
every 2 weeks.
Okay, nice, nice.
That works well.
Works.
Looks-
Are you using natural salt water or are you mixing up artificial?
Mostly, I mean, I'm not very fussy with the salt. I just use the Aquaforest Reef salt,
Yeah, perfect.
or
yeah.
maybe the Blue Bucket
Yeah. Whatever, wherever
Red Sea.
whatever local fish shop has that you're at. Yeah. Yeah, that works. They're both a quality salt, so works well. Very nice. Well, that's incredible infrastructure, but I tell you what, we've got to have a talk about what's in the glass box itself because
Yeah.
there's so many fishing
So there's
corals.
a backup also here.
I did see the backup there. Yeah. So you got a nice
So
big
this is the
battery there.
this is the secondary. People underestimate the backup, but I tell you,
Yes.
last month I had a power failure for whole day,
Yeah.
and that backup and that big one,
Yes.
which is there, that's the
Yes.
solar one
Yes. Kept
that
the system
saved my
running.
tank.
Yeah. Well, that's only has to save the tank once to be worthwhile.
Yeah.
All right, Sub, we've had a look at all of your incredible infrastructure. You have a lot going on there, and it's all to support everything that's going on inside the glass box here. So I think it's time. We've got to have a discussion about the incredible livestock. Would you like to talk about fish first or coral first?
Let's go with the fish.
Well, let's go to the fish then. Where would you like to start?
I like fish more than the coral, to be honest.
Okay, yes.
So everything started around the powder blue tank.
Yes, okay.
So
that was this system was built for the powder blue.
yeah.
That's his tank, and what a stunning specimen he is. He's got a nice bit of weight on him as well, and look at the colour. There's nothing like a powder tang, and powder blues with that contrast with the yellow. Such a beautiful fish.
Yeah, so I had to keep. I didn't introduce that fish first.
Yes.
Otherwise, there will be a bloodbath. I'm sure. So
they are known to have a go at everything that comes after them.
yeah. I did quarantine that fish.
Yes.
With maybe 60% less dose of copper
Okay.
than what's recommended.
Yes.
So
a
maybe
gentle
even more less, like 70% less dose
Sure.
of copper. Just to
Just
make
a light
it,
dose.
yeah.
Yep.
And kept it in a like holding tank until I'm satisfied with everything, all the fishes that I get, and
Yes.
it goes along together in the tank.
Yes.
Especially the tanks, like the purple tank. There are 2 purple tanks.
Yes. You got 2 purple tangs in this system.
And 3.
So I saw the 3 blues. I was going to mention those, but wow, you're definitely pushing the envelope with the tangs there. But they're all So yeah. Just to prove, there's one up there, and there's a bigger guy down here. You've got 2 purples in there, and there are 3 blues. It's plus a powder blue. There's 2 of our blues, and there's the 3rd. They actually like to sort of school together.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I think because everything went together at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it worked well. It's still this. The bigger purple tank is kind of a hothead guy, I would say.
He's looking very nice though. What a beautiful specimen of a fish. So your tangs you put in all at the same time after treating that or giving a very gentle treatment on that powder blue, and all in all it seems to be quite successful.
Yeah, and I have no intention to put any fish here now in the tank.
Yes.
Especially tanks,
Yes.
because it's a matter of luck. Maybe some of them.
I know, right? People often ask me, they're like, "These are the fish I've got. This is my tank. I'd like to add, tang ABC or XYZ, whatever it is." They're like, "Do you think it'll be okay?" And I'm like, "Well, everything's a risk. Some things are bigger risks than others, but everything's a risk. It depends on how bad you want that fish and how much you love the fish you already have."
I think they get sick because they get beaten up badly with these existing pulling
Yes.
fish.
Yeah. They've got their territory, and there's a new guy in town.
And then it just a down cycle for them. Like,
Absolutely.
And then it gets more and more sick. And
it's hard to combat. But that covers some of the bluish coloured fish, from the powder blue to the 3 regal hippos through to even the 2 purple tangs, which is a testament. You've got a few yellow tangs and tang-like fish in there. I can see a very nice orange shoulder tang in there, still with the juvenile colours.
Yeah, so this orange shoulder and the self-in tang,
Yes.
I maybe started from maybe 1.5 inch.
Yeah,
size.
nice. Very juvenile.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
juvenile, and then so this and the rarish one, the yellow one,
Yes.
which I got from Al
Yes.
from the I was just chasing him for a because he helps me with some of the fish I want, like sometimes like so that was also very juvenile,
Yes.
and it was on the floor, lying on the floor. You can imagine like
Yes, yeah.
expensive fish lying on the floor.
Yeah. Makes your heart skip a beat.
Yeah, and I don't know, it made it like made it, and
He looks
but-
an absolute treat of health now, though. He's up there just keeping that weir, and blue chrome's trying to steal the focus, but yeah, he's back there trimming away anything growing on that weir, and looks perfect now. So we got through the hazing, and there's now obviously no one seems to bother him now.
no, but it doesn't eat anything other than mice.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay. He
It's,
seems to be grazing off the rocks in the back
Yeah.
wall, though, so he must get his vegetable fix from that.
so if you throw in some dry food, like
Yes.
everyone will chase after it, like
Yes.
go after the dry food, except like
Except for the yellow tag.
yellow tang, like nah.
Oh, that's all right. As long, if he keeps grazing like he is now, he'll be fine, I'm sure. And then I saw that, yes, fox face.
Yeah, fox face.
Just add a sort of a different shade of yellow, a bit of
Yeah.
contrast of the white and black. And look at him, he's a beautiful fish. Very friendly, not scared of the camera at all.
Yeah, this one I got from Dave. Yeah, this
Very
fox
nice.
face. Like it became rare, like after COVID or something. Like
Yes.
I was not getting any fox face.
Yeah.
then,
It's funny how the fish just sometimes
Yeah.
become unavailable and then they come good again. But
I had a
gorgeous
leopard wrasse.
Yes.
That disappeared.
Okay.
Just disappeared. I don't know where to go. I couldn't find it anywhere. I don't have a net or anything.
No.
But still, I didn't see it jump.
You'd think if he jumped, you'd find him. But also, you'd think if he died in the tank, you'd be a reasonable chance
Yeah.
of finding him. But sometimes these things happen; they disappear on us. And then I think, is that all our tangs? I think so. We got a couple of purples, we got a yellow, 3 blues, powder blue, the orange shoulder, the yellow, fox face, sail fin. Man, that's a long list of tangs. And then this guy that's come front and center here, a beautiful flame angel. What a stunner he is! How do you go with him and all of your coral in there? He hasn't turned on them at all?
No, I haven't seen. Instead of fox face,
Yes.
keeps pinging on the SPS.
Isn't that the way it goes? Hey, the one that's reef safe with caution
Yeah.
is a model citizen, and the one that should be completely reef safe just likes to trim the SPS polyps.
I have to bring. There's only one fish I think I'm planning to introduce now is stripey.
Yes, okay.
Because I had a bit of aptasia
Couple
problem.
of aptasias, yes. Yep.
Yeah. So the stripey I had, I think, it was eating my hammer,
Yeah, yep.
and then I had to take it out and put it in the sump,
Yes.
and then the sump bursted,
Oh,
and then the stripey died.
geez, that stripey was cursed.
Yeah.
He was not going to make it.
So I didn't believe the stripey keeps the aptasia under control.
Yes.
But then I thought, oh, okay, now I can see aptasia.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
definitely they eat aptasia.
It's funny. You rarely actually see them eating aptasia.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
People take them out, and then all of a sudden aptasia explodes. So
Yeah.
you're like, he was eating them, okay.
And stripey fish, they are always hungry. Like
Always. They are the first fish to eat. Particularly for viewers over in the UK, the rest of Europe, and of course in America, who don't see the stripies as often. They're always very curious by them. They are absolute dogs when it comes to food. They just guts everything so quickly. They're just an unbelievable
And that's
fish.
the only fish you'll see moving around at night.
Yes, very active at night. Yeah, everyone else goes to bed. Stripies are still out and about doing their thing. Incredible fish like that. But you've got even more fish in here. I want to touch on the clowns you've got, because you've got a couple of different types of clowns in there. You haven't got any aggression between. This looks like a pretty standard sort of Ockie here.
Yeah, so this one is, like the ocean catch one.
Yes.
So There are two.
Yes.
I mean, when I put them two together, and they had a fight like with the other type of clown,
Sure.
and one got lost, and since then, like, it's just one and two of them.
Yes, yep. So you
I
got
s-
one Ocellaris, and then you got two. Are these tomatoes?
Yeah.
Or, yep. Pair of tomato clowns in there. Yeah. I was surprised to see you had a pair of those, and then I saw the Oki come out up here, and I was like, oh, geez, surely they wouldn't get along. But
Yeah.
once there was
They
the one
fight
casualty,
every afternoon
Okay.
on that corner.
this is the
Where
spot they want to fight.
there where it's now.
That's
And
his spot.
I don't know, it's kind of a fairy tale story, looks like. Then the powder blue tang will go there and stand.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's the officer, comes and
Yeah.
separates it.
I don't know, it's kind of a story, like, even my kids, like, they saw it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Police officer comes
that tomato, I think, is it the red one, the clown?
in. Yes.
That had its belly cut into half, like almost hanging.
Oh,
on.
wow.
I think I have a photo like that. Purple Tank did that,
Yeah, right. Just slashed him open with
Yeah.
scalpels on the back.
and for 2 weeks, I think it was just sitting on the green Dallas coral
Yes.
somewhere,
Yes.
and it made it like
Healed up and
yeah.
made the journey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks like depends on if your water quality is good. They do make.
Definitely. Wow. Crazy. Now, you touched on the chorus wrasse before that likes to flip over corals that are on standard sort of tiles, but you've got a couple of other wrasse in here as well. You've got this big guy up here. What kind of wrasse is that?
It's a checkerboard wrasse.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool looking unit. I like it. And he's
like,
come up for the camera now. Beautiful colours on him. That bright splashy yellow. You can see where the checkerboard name comes from with the markings down the side, but he's got that nice red and green lines through the face. Just a
yeah, that's
beautiful fish.
what I mean. Dave told me this is the checkerboard wrasse.
Oh, Dave wouldn't make something up. I promise you. I'm sure it's got a scientific name as well.
Yeah.
But he's a cool fish. He's obviously been reef safe. Hasn't had any issues with your
No.
corals.
No issues.
Gorgeous fish. And there was another wrasse. I'm sure I saw another one in here. I can't spot him now. Oh, you got this guy. Is this a Malinaris?
Yes, Malinaris.
Yeah, nice. I mean, they're considered a fairly common wrasse, but they are still so beautiful. The colours on those are gorgeous.
Yeah, I had a lot of flatworm
Okay.
living on those like this, especially in the torch,
Yes.
and then killing the torch.
Yes.
After that, like, there's no flatworm problem. Like,
Nice. Malinaris took care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta love a good utilitarian fish.
Yeah.
Like that. Now, fish-wise, apart from those, there's a couple of sort of schooling fish in there. I can see a sprinkling of chromis, a couple of different anthias in there. In fact, you got more than a sprinkling of chromis. You probably got a 10 or 12 or something in there. There's a few on screen there.
Yeah, I just lost the count of them. It's like they just keep spawning.
Yeah. I have that problem in my tank with the chromis too.
Yeah.
They like to go and lay their eggs on SPS. So they strip back the flesh on the SPS to lay their eggs on, which is not ideal, but I mean, it's still nice. See them doing well in the tank.
And I had more than I have more anthias than I have now.
Yes.
But yeah, that's true. You need to keep them feeding a lot.
Yeah. They're a tough fish, Anthea. They're definitely they're
Yes.
hard on each other. They're
Yeah.
difficult on feeding. They're a challenging fish, no doubt about it.
I don't think I have any plans to top them up
No,
because
fair enough.
it's so my plan is not to keep any fish which I can't maintain when I'm away on a holiday.
Yeah, understandable.
I want fish like which just eats flakes and pellets,
Yes.
like not just fussy about like
Yeah.
this particular feed which you can't with an auto feeder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And chasing that like actually makes the water quality bad.
Yes.
And then everything takes a bad turn.
Yeah, you end up turning the whole tank
Yeah.
in the direction you don't want to just to get some food into a fish. That,
For example, the copperpin butterfly, I bought it like try to feed it and was overfeeding, and then it sort of cyanobacteria problem.
yeah. Not worth it. No.
So unless either you go for a fish only tank or few fish which is happy with the
Yeah.
system you have.
Well, you've definitely found the balance now
Yeah.
because the fish and the corals look spectacular in
Yeah,
there.
and then being new into the hobby, I think like try to keep everything, but
Yes.
we don't just appreciate.
Sometimes you've got to pick your
Yeah.
battles and stick with those.
Just don't appreciate how big the ocean is. Like, and
Yes.
just yeah.
Exactly. Not in the wild. Not all of these fish live together in a
Nah,
7-foot
like-
space. Definitely. Now, before we do go on to corals, are there any fish that I've missed that we should mention?
No, I think
We've covered them all pretty
covered
well.
them all. Yeah.
If any pop out while we're looking at the corals, we'll make a mention of them there. But we've got to talk corals because, Sub, you've got a few going on in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I lost name of all the acros.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about the names. Just tell us. Let's maybe go from the left end to the right. Just run us through some of the corals you got in there. I'll start with this green Monty cap you've got up there is so bright. I don't think I've seen a green Monty cap that bright.
So
That's stunning.
that was my plan to make this. I mean, aquascape like with Monties on both the ends.
Yes.
Like so, and so it for me it looks nice. Like
It does. It looks beautiful.
Monties at both the end of the tank.
Yes.
I can see few coming up here and there as well. I need to break them up. Yeah.
Now they look spectacular. So you got the green Monty back there, giving some really nice contrast to the red Monty in front of it, and you've even got a little bit of interaction between the two there, which is super cool. You've even got some green Monty in the background down there.
There are quite a few corals here. Like if you,
There's heaps of corals in there.
yeah, there's a kind of it's a light greenish color acrofrag. If you look carefully,
Yes.
like
Yeah, yes, yes, I see it
Yeah.
there, just in behind the, the purple and green there. Yeah, yeah. Very, very nice. You've got all sorts in there. From the purple, it's got the fireworks back there. You've got some nice blue stag here. This looks like, is this a fox flame? Or, I'm not sure what it is, but you've got some pink and yellow on it. Gorgeous. And then you've got orange going through here. It looks like an orange Setosa coming out underneath. Or is that a Digi?
no, they're the same one. I think it's on that rock. as well.
The same, yeah. I reckon that's an orange Setosa, which is stunning. One of the corals I'm looking to add to my system, and it's nice to see it growing very nicely in your system there. It looks a treat. And then onto this beautiful piece here. Look at the polyp extension on that, just dancing away there. Is that a Pacillipora or one of the different types of bird's nest? Or
I got it from Nature Aquarium.
Sure.
Al. He said like it's a bird nest.
Yep. I think it is a type of bird's nest. There's quite a few different types there, and that's got the rounder polyps on it, or the rounder skeleton, I should say. But the polyp extension on that is ridiculously nice. Then you go down to some nice toxic candy cane here.
Yeah, it's like other than acros, like they struggle because of the flow.
Yes.
So that's where I think I'm moving towards like keeping more chalices and
Sure.
like acro, like which can handle
Handle the
flow.
flow.
Yeah.
Find things that fit the flow of the tank. And then I haven't forgotten anything this side yet, but I do just have to come back to some of the gonies you've got in here. You've got some beautiful pieces in here. The colours on these guys look an absolute treat, and they've grown out quite a bit too, I imagine.
Yeah, I think if I turn off the flow,
Yes.
in
they get
half
big
an hour,
extension.
they'll double the size.
Yeah. It's often the way it goes, hey?
But I've tried lowering the flow, but then I saw all sort of troubles with the SPS.
Yeah, look, they don't need to be extending longer than that. They look completely fine, and they've got some great colours in there. Looks a treat. And then when we come up onto this corner here, you've got fantastic contrast here. The green goblin looking very, very healthy. Great colour on that. Got a nice strawberry shortcake in next to it. Got this beautiful blue and green or purple and green sort of bonsai piece going on there. This big green hairy acro back there looks a treat.
This Phillips Coral Care, I tell you, like this, just the Phillips Coral Care
Yes,
is absolutely good enough
yes,
to grow corals like this.
absolutely. I could not agree more.
Yeah, I mean, it just because of the fluorescent pop I
Yes.
want.
Yeah,
I had to put a lot many other lights, but
yes.
those are just blue, nothing else.
Correct. Yeah, I'm exactly the same myself. The Phillips Coral Care will 100% grow any coral you need.
And
They
when you
put out a
turn the
beautiful
Phillips
spectrum.
Coral Care, just the Phillips Coral Care,
Yes,
you feel there is so less light,
yes.
but that's enough, more
There's
than enough.
more than enough. They put out a beautiful spectrum that your SPS and your other corals, but particularly your SPS, thrive under. And the corals just continue through here. You've got them just jam-packed in there. I love this smooth skin yellow there. That looks an absolute treat. Some nice pink pieces there. You've got just green multi just joining bits of scape together. It's popping up everywhere.
There's a Dallas.
Yes, got a red polyp Dallas
Yeah.
back there. Waiting for that to just see it in behind that green piece up on the... or that green piece, that might be something a bit more special, is it?
I just liked it. It was
Just
a
liked it,
tiny
okay.
frag, a wild frag or something.
It looks fantastic. I love it. I was going to say, surely that's some sort of named piece when it looks as pretty as that. But yeah, you've got the red polyp green Dallas back there. You got this ocean of Pacillipora there. Looks like maybe a vivid confetti in there. You got red with some nice polyps on it.
So that Pacillipora is
Yes.
the blue. I think it was spawning.
Yes, it's very common to spawn that one. It'll just start
Yeah.
appearing on your glass, on your magnet cleaner, on pumps.
And you will find that coral everywhere in the
Yes,
tank.
it spawns everywhere. Yeah, yeah. Which is good, but also really annoying.
Yeah, and then I glued the other coral on the top of that to slow it down.
Just shade it off a little bit. Well, it's working well, and the result is fantastic because you've got this lovely piece above it and the Pacillipora growing underneath it. I do love you've got a fox flame right out here on this branch, just giving it heaps and heaps of room there. Just
Yeah, there's the stick
yes,
to join the rocks.
yes, yep.
And I thought, no, I have space here to put a coral.
May as well use it, yeah. Making room for coral, I love it. Come down into some, I can see down in here next to this toxic green piece here, you've got some, I was going to say red dragon. It's not red dragon though, it's
Yes.
firecracker.
The red one, I think, is red dragon. Is it? I'm not sure.
I think it's firecracker.
Firecracker?
Either way, it's stunning, stunning piece. I love the bright yellow bird's nest, the hystrix in behind there. That's so nuggety. You got gorgeous color on it. These pink pieces up through here, I really like. You got a Walt Disney up on the top there. A couple of bits of Walt Disney there. Just a bit of an each way bet, just in case
Yeah.
one of the frags gets damaged or something.
So the frag, the tiny one in front of the Walt
Yes.
Disney,
Yes,
I think that's going to turn out a real nice one.
that's one of your
actually.
favorites. This
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
nub right there. Keep an eye on that one. Beautiful piece. And then yeah, just the density of corals through here. Look at these. Look like all tabling pieces, and you've got tables just sitting just above tables above tables. Stunning, stunning work there. And this is this another Walt Disney? Is this a colony of Walt Disney?
Yeah,
there?
there's the mothership.
That is the mothership. You've got two little satellite frags over here, but you've got the big mothership there. I love this big pink piece in next to it. Look at that in there, right up next to... I'll have to get some top-down footage to put over here so you can see some of the corals behind there, but that purple back there, beautiful yellow polyps on it.
So these corals are like, if you look into them, they get different color on different areas of the tank.
For
So
different
they're the
light,
same
different flow.
one, and they're, see, the very reddish and
Yeah,
pinkish
so
one.
yeah, that's got a much richer coloration
Yeah.
there. Very metallic red, and then up here it's like a light pink.
And even if you look into the Walt Disney, this
Yes,
one and
yes.
the one which is going higher up and up,
Yes.
their colors are different.
Definitely, yeah. This has got a little bit more of a green hue to it. Those guys maybe a little more yellow, but the color just varies a little bit. And you come over to a little bit of a wall of Monty here. You got some more red cap. You got some tickled pink growing on the rock there. You got some gold rush, I think, back there. The bright orange with the green polyps.
I like it actually.
You got some bubblegum digi there. You got some nice millies or spats back there. That beautiful sort of purpley one. You got some gold Danae on the back wall. Nice green aspera, I think that is. The green sort of stag piece there. Coming down to that beautiful Setosa that, I am keen on that. Love that.
So the one which is in the valley cavity,
Yes.
kind of the yellow one,
Yes.
which is going. So it was just washed out because of the light in the tank.
Okay,
So I just left it somewhere in the bottom.
yes.
It bounced back.
Nice. Well, it's got some real nice colour, and as you say, it's as yellow as they come. And in that nice little valley there, it might be just shading enough to get a little bit of darkness
Yeah.
just to keep it happy.
I did not glue it or anything. I just left it there. Maybe.
That's reefscaping masterpiece. So you've got spots that you can just put something like that in. looks great. And then, yeah, we come down to your new smooth skin yellow here, which looks like it's settling in very, very nice. Still super, super bright. Got some Zoas just on the base down here, just giving yourself, being a bare bottom tank, giving yourself a Zoa substrate. Just to cover that glass. And then you come over into a Euphilia garden here where you've got your darker green torch, you've got these beautiful marble yellows, you've got the blotchy there, this piece here, this very light green with the purple splotches on it, stunning. And then some more hammers and frog spawns down here to give some contrast. Another bird's nest that the clownfish fight over. Looks like a bird of paradise there.
Yeah, it was big. I mean, and it was a massive, this big colony.
Yes.
And it just died, and then I took a small piece out of that, like just to try it out.
Yes.
That's what people say. Like you
Definitely. You may as
keep
well
it
try.
in a frag tank and
Yes.
all those. I didn't have a frag tank.
No.
I just took a small piece out of that.
Yes.
And it grew back.
I do find, well, I find, I've heard from people that birds' nests in particular, particularly ones that have a pretty dense sort of growth pattern like that, can be a victim of trapping detritus in the middle of them that then sort of rots away and kills off the coral from the inside out.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah, it seems to be just, they become a victim of their own success. They start growing so big that they can't get rid of the detritus in the middle of them. But the good news is, as you say, you can always take a bit off the outside and grow it back out again. And thankfully, they're a fast grower. So before you know it, you're back to the same size.
It likes a lot of light as well.
Yeah, okay. Well, it looks absolutely gorgeous there. Then you come up into some blue digi, some red digi. You've got some encrusting Monty there with some beautifully placed, super contrasting green in behind it. And then up into a nice little scroll you've got here with some green right in the middle. Perfectly positioned just to give that real contrast.
There's a Duncan at the back, and there are some mushrooms, and they're like...
You got some low light required corals in there. And you did mention before I got the camera rolling that this camera angle here is one of your favorites. It's not easy to get to, but look at it down the length of the tank there. What a gorgeous view that is. It's a heck of a view when you see the coral density like that. Looks a treat. Very, very nice. Now, I can't imagine when you've got that many corals in there and you can barely see a rock in there at all. We talked about your rockscape, but we can't actually see your rockscape. You can just see coral.
Yeah.
There can't be room for much more corals for this tank in the future. Have you got any plans? Is there anything on your wish list that you're wanting to add to the system?
I don't know where to get those... it's a carbon fiber rod, I guess, like with the one I have.
Oh, yes, yes.
I think I'll put more.
So I'm saying there's no room for more coral, but you're saying I can add more rods like this one and stick frags on the end of it all over the place.
Yeah.
Too funny. There's always room. Whenever people tell me that there's no room in their tank, there is always room, particularly for frags. Love
I
it.
found like that way you can grow, like if you want, you can grow more SPS.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're getting their fair portion of light and flow.
It gives them space away from all the other corals. You see like the fox flame there. It has its own room. The chromes keep getting in the way, but it has its own room to do its own thing there. Gets heaps of light, heaps of flow. Just loves life out there. Very, very clever. I think that's a tip a lot of people will pick up from this video. So with that in mind, that you can add more frags if you wanted to, is there any future plans for either equipment, corals, fish for this system? Anything you're looking to change in the coming 6 to 12 months?
For the fish, definitely a stripey.
Okay, yes.
But nothing other than that.
Sure.
I think it's just a self-greed, I would say, to bring more and more fishes make the system sick.
Sure.
I don't do that. I just hold on to that like as far as I can.
Yes.
I don't want to. I plan for Achilles.
Yes.
But again, it will be a bloodbath, so no.
Yeah, you've got a pretty intense tang load in this system, and Achilles could be just tipping things over the edge.
Other than that, I think a little bit work on the cable management. Which is pretty...
No. You've got cabinetry. You don't have to worry about the cable management.
It's pretty bad, and The other future plan is to make that thing work. The Reef bot.
Oh, the Reef bot lab. Yeah, yeah. We gotta get
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
working.
Like it snapped off a line, the soft tubing, and
Yes.
stopped working.
Okay. So not necessarily adding more equipment, just getting the
Nah.
equipment you've got working.
No, I don't get approval for that. First of all, there's no spot.
No, understandable. Well, with that in mind, you'd mentioned that you've got the automatic water change that does a couple of 100 litres. It was once a month or something like that?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, every fortnight. Yep, yep. Can you run us through what your maintenance is like on this system and where your sort of parameters are at?
So maintenance is like weekly. I siphon the tank.
Yes.
With a dedicated garden hose.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
So I siphon the tank. I clean the glass, and then the automatic water change.
Yes.
And the cage and everything is taken care by its own. The monitor. Other than
Yes.
that, I do a weekly, I would
Okay.
say, nitrates and phosphate test.
Yes.
And now we have the Chat GPT.
Yes.
I can easily ask him, okay, this is my nitrate, this is my phosphate, is it as per
Yes.
the ratio?
Right, right.
It suggests, and even if you give it a brand name, it will even suggest the dosing.
Oh, wow.
I just made sure like it's
I was
suggesting the
just
correct.
double check that.
Yeah, but that does.
It's
but
on
that
point.
does.
Yeah, yeah. As I say, I don't want to have to come back and do a follow-up video saying Chat GPT crashed my tank. It'd be a great clickbait title, but I don't want to see that happen.
No, I've tried a lot many things with the Chat GPT and
Yes.
the like mainly with the chemistry,
Yes.
because I don't know and don't want to spend so much of time reading all those.
Sure.
But
sure.
if you have a question specific, it does answer it very
Yeah,
nicely.
nice. Oh, nice little tip there. I like it.
Yeah, and also it does suggest for the dosing and all those, just to keep it in the red filtration. That's what I'm following it for last, you can say, 4 months.
Yes. Just trying to stick to that red field ratio.
Yeah.
Yep. What about your other parameters? Things like alkalinity, calcium, magnesium.
So I kept the alkalinity set at 7.5.
Yep.
So it's pretty stable. Like
Yes.
just I saw go a little bit higher at night, where
Sure.
the pump slows down to a dead slow. Like
Okay.
it just doesn't dose
Yes.
at all.
Yes.
But again, when the lights are on, it's consuming a lot of it.
When those polyps are out, the
Yeah.
parameters are getting consumed. With that in mind, things like you mentioned that you sort of follow a red field ratio, but where in the ratio is your phosphate and nitrate?
So so again, as per the readings in
Yes.
that Chat GPT, what I found is like, so it's a ratio, right?
Yes.
The ratio has to be correct.
Ratio is important.
So
rather
it
than the value.
doesn't matter like at what number
Yes.
you are.
Yes.
So as long as the ratio is correct,
Yes.
you are fine.
Yes.
So
But with that in mind, where are your numbers?
yeah, so mine is at nitrate is at 2.
Yes. Oh,
I
very
think
low.
it's 2. Sorry, I just keep a record of everything.
Sure. Yeah. refer to the records.
So it's at 0.2 and 0.0.
Wow. So very low nutrient levels.
Yeah, and then it was like 50 ml will raise. So I just keep a note of
changes you've
everything,
made. Yeah.
whatever the changes I made.
Clever. Yeah. You can always go back and look at the history that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works well. So that goes to show your filtration system is working incredibly well if you're able to keep that level of fish load to nutrient levels around that sort of mark.
Yeah, I think this one is doing a very good job. Like,
Yes.
and
K1
and
media.
for that I turned that off for 2 days just to
Just to raise it up a bit.
we as a reefer try to play with things. And
Oh, yeah.
I just tried. I just turned it off.
Yes.
I just first had a read on the freshwater for whether the bacteria dies if
Sure.
it's not moving.
Okay.
But as long as it's in water,
Okay.
it doesn't die. But the efficiency comes when it moves.
Yes.
Yeah, the nitrates, especially the phosphate, were rising
Yes.
if
Okay.
I turn it off.
Interesting. Yeah. You don't see a lot of people. I mean, you see a lot of fish shops running K1 media and their systems. You don't see a lot of home reefers running K1 media. So you might start a trend there, particularly if you're able to keep parameters at that sort of level. That's a testament to the system. So
Yeah, I mean, On the brochure, the manual, like it was, I remember it was saying kind of a hybrid video or something.
Yes.
I mean, they have
Sure.
developed.
Their version of it.
Yeah, it came, those medias came along with the unit.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, yeah, if people wanting to pick one up and they're in Melbourne, Uni Hill Aquarium can hook you up. Very nice indeed. Well, Sub, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time. I know we've been trying to align our calendars for a little while, but you've made time at an incredibly busy part of the year, around Christmas and New Year's, to make it possible for me to come here and to bring my camera and film this ridiculously beautiful water box. Cannot thank you enough. Thanks for making it possible, and I really appreciate all your time.
Thanks for your time, and thanks for all the, I mean, all the knowledge, I would say, you've shared over the time.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was a really inspiration, like, and or follow to build a reef tank.
Amazing.
You can follow 10 different things, but I'd like to stick to one thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yep.
that I found really works.
Well, you've contributed now, because I think there are a heap of things on this system that people are going to learn a lot from. So that's what this hobby's all about, sharing knowledge and making all of us better reefers. And I guarantee you, everyone out there watching this would trade their left leg to have a reef system as looking as good as the one you've got here. So well done, and yeah, thanks again.
Thank you.
Alright guys, there you have it. That was Sub's water box. What an incredible tank tour to wrap the year up with. I've got to say, there was so many SPS in that system that are just achieving colors that I would dream to have in my own reef tank. So Sub, you've got something very, very special going on there. Please keep up the incredible work. And I tell you what, considering the challenges he went through to get the system here, it's only been running without trouble for a year and a half and has just excelled. And after some of the issues he had with having to go overseas unexpectedly for a decent period of time and having a crash when he returned, which would have been absolutely soul destroying, and then to get over that and then have, in the middle of the night, a sump explode, again causing a reset on the clock, would have been a huge, huge challenge. But Sub has powered on, and it's a testament to him, because the system he has today is absolutely incredible. And I really did enjoy some of the infrastructure, a little bit of the innovation that Sub has going on there to just make some things that we often take the path well beaten. Sub's gone about it and done a different approach, things like the refugium and even the way he's mounted that chiller outside. Truly thinking outside the box, and I think that's the sort of thing we can all take a little bit of a leaf out of his page and maybe improve our own reefing experience. Now, I will wrap things up there, but I do need to give a massive, massive shout out to all of my channel members whose names are on screen here. These guys do chip in a couple of dollars each and every month to make it possible for me to get out and about and check out all of these tank tours. So a massive, humble thank you from me to you for making that possible, and a massive shout out to the 31,000 subscribers on this channel that spent 2 seconds of their time and not a single cent at all to hit that subscribe button in the bottom corner there, just to help tell YouTube that this is a good channel and to recommend it to more reefers out there. So thank you so much for all of the channel subscribers. I will see you tomorrow for our final video of the year. Look forward to seeing you then, guys. Until then, stay safe, keep reefing. Cheers, bye.